The Supreme Court's decision to dismiss a challenge to the abortion pill mifepristone means the drug's future is now firmly tied to the 2024 presidential election. Anti-abortion groups said they were dealt only a temporary setback by last week's ruling and are planning the path forward on how best to restrict access or get the drug removed from the market completely. The court left the door open to other legal challenges, including from a trio of red states in front of the same Trump-appointed federal judge who initially suspended mifepristone's approval in 2023. But rather than wait for the courts to decide, a second Trump administration could act unilaterally through executive orders or agency rulemaking to impose strict limits on mifepristone. The Supreme Court didn't take any subsequent challenges off the table, said Roger Severino, a former Trump administration official in the Department of Health and Human Services. But at the same time, Severino said the court has left the ball squarely in the hands of the next administration to restore some semblance of safety to a very dangerous and poorly regulated chemical abortion regime. While former President Trump has repeatedly said decisions on abortion are up to the states, former administration officials and advisors have telegraphed their plans for sweeping abortion restrictions, including on mifepristone, should the former president win back the White House in November. Trump's vacillating positions frustrated anti-abortion groups early in the campaign, but they have put aside their criticisms to focus on what a second Trump term could do for the anti-abortion movement. In a Trump White House, there'd be an immediate clearing of the weaponized HHS, FDA, EPA. That would be day one. And that we would have people who actually prioritize women's life and health over the abortion industry interests, said Christy Hamrick, a strategist at Students for Life of America, referring to the Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, and the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA. With the right people in the right agencies, we can have people who are proactively protecting women's lives and health and addressing the harms of these pills, Hamrick said. Students for Life is also pushing for the EPA to classify the chemicals in mifepristone as a forever chemical, subjecting it to stricter regulations and tracking. Abortion water pollution, I think, is part of the new vanguard of how we address the abortion pill market that this administration set up, Hamrick said. There have been no explicit campaign promises from Trump about abortion. The former president for months has evaded taking a direct stance on abortion policy, including on the availability of mifepristone. During a Time magazine interview in April, Trump said he has pretty strong views on the issue and would be making an announcement, probably over the